these are all the patch panels I pulled out of that floor. I already cut the passenger side out. This was the driver side patch panel. This was the rocker patch for the passenger side. This was the full length driver patch for the rocker, and then all these other small pieces that were covering up the rest of the holes in the floor. Yeah, you can see the driver's side there's pretty ate up. You can see I've got to do a lot of work. I'm going to be separating the floor pans from the inner rockers, replacing both new inner rockers, then replacing the outer rockers, and then starting to cut floor pans out and reconnecting the seat support. To be honest, I don't even think it's connected anymore. It wasn't. The patch panels they had put in place, they just screwed them to the patch panels, so they weren't even welded like they were supposed to be, which I figured, you know. He cleaned up a lot of it, got all the rest of the sand out of it, but it turned out really nice. But it looks really good, and I got that firewall all cleaned up. And what this is going to allow me to do, now that I've got to replace a lot of this cheese right here anyway, I'm just going to cut that whole front panel right there out. I don't even have to worry about trying to weld up those holes. I'll just cover them with one solid piece. So that helps me out a ton. I'll just put the new floor pan in, then make that angle patch. Or what I'll do is I'll just cut a piece that is the full length of this, and I've got my metal brake. I'll do a metal brake. I'll have to do a little bit of pie cutting to get it to form to the transmission tunnel and over to this side where the rockers are, but it'll fit right in. The other side over there, I've got a weld where the firewall connects to the side of the body. I've got to do some work on that. It looks bad, and it is kind of bad, but with those new panels that are pretty much pre-fit as far as the shapes and everything, it cuts down on a lot of time, and for the price they are, it was well worth buying them. The only other thing I think as far as patch panels I'm going to get are the floor pans. Everything else I can mold by hand. But anyways, he's fixing to start working on all the other small parts, fenders, trunk, front valence, rear valence, bumpers, and hood hinges, tail light assemblies, front hood catch, brake assembly. That's the radiator front. That's the cover for the front grille, transmission tunnel, the front bumper mounts, and then the spoiler and front grill, which he's going to use a softer compound for that since they are fiberglass. But it's coming out pretty good. I'll try to get some video. Alright guys, well, media blasting is done. It's getting late. It's close to 5. I just threw the fenders back on there just to keep them up out of the way. And all the other parts that we did are inside. And then I threw the trunk back on also, the trunk lid. But everything turned out pretty good. I've got all the main parts here pretty decent. The only part that was really bad was the body. And then this passenger side fender, it's been welded on. So I've got to do a little metal work on that, but it's not too bad. I think it's pretty straight as far as the body work. I just need to put a skim coat of primer over because they've done a weld patch here. I don't know, something must have happened to this car in previous life. It must have been in an accident of some sort, or somebody tried to do a restoration on it and just didn't follow through well on it. But this here's all right. I can work with this. That's the least of my problems right now. Yeah, we did everything like I said, all the little small parts, the windshield wiper blades, when they did those. This is the metal, it's like a it's a trim piece, but it holds the rubber gasket on right here on the cowl. So, but I'm gonna get this thing shoved into my garage. I got that way it'll stay out of the moisture, out of the air, and we'll get back to it soon enough. So, like I was saying, that floor pan, I got to replace it. Then that where it shoots up at an angle, then it goes flat. I'm actually probably gonna cut over a little bit, leave a lip all the way following that line, and then also same thing on the inside. That right there is actually seam welded to this, but it's actually decent. That one section is. So I'm gonna cut out this part right here, make that, like I'll lay it flat on a sheet of metal, trace it, cut that, but I'll let it overlap just a hair bit. Same thing on the other side, on the inner fender. It's that was part of the real, that hole's not supposed to be there. So you can see how bad it is. It's like Swiss cheese. Same thing on the other side. I'll probably just end up cutting a plate to fit there, and then I just need to cover that hole, this hole, and these two holes. The only ones I need are this right here's the steering wheel, that's the brake. So all the rest of those will get covered. And then I got to do the inner fender on that. You can see the light coming through. But I'm gonna get this backed up into the garage and put away for the night, and we'll get to it when we get to it.